This week, you will be reading the poetry of Elizabeth Bishop. Specifically, you will be looking at two of her poems, one titled One Art and the other one titled Filling Station. In order for you to better understand her poetry, I would like to look at two concepts, the first being the villanelle, which is a type of poem, and the second being rhetorical devices. She is noteworthy for using rhetorical devices throughout much of her writing. First, let's take a look at the villanelle. One Art is an example of a villanelle. A villanelle is a highly structured poem of 19 lines. It has 2 repeating end lines and 2 refrains. This type of poem first appeared in 16th century France. When it appeared at this time, it had a looser structure, but it focused on pastoral themes of the land and its development and its importance to the people. However, over time, it was changed to be used for a broader range of themes, but had a much more structure to it. Here is the poem One Art by Bishop. Notice that the refrains, the first line of the first stanza, and the word disaster from the third line of the first stanza are repeated alternately as the last lines of stanzas 2 through 5, and then repeated together at the end of stanza 6. Notice, too, that every first and third line ends with the A-S-T-E-R or aster sound, and that every second line ends with the E-N-T or ent sound. This is what creates the 2 repeating end rhymes and the 2 refrains. Rhetorical devices. Bishop is also known for the inclusion of rhetorical devices within her poetry. Rhetorical devices are word patterns that create emphasis and stir emotion. There are 3 specific types of rhetorical devices that we find in Bishop's poetry. We have imperatives, which are mild commands that invite readers to do or feel certain things, like lose something every day. Okay? It's telling you as the reader to do something. The second type would be exclamations. These are statements ending in an exclamation point that inject an emotional intensity. Oh, but it is dirty! Okay, here we have that emotion in that sentence. And we also have questions. Questions cast the reader in the role of the speaker's confidant. This is where we hear the term rhetorical questions. They're often questions that are not meant to be provided with an answer, or where the answer is very obvious. Why, oh why the doily? For your assignment for this week, I would like you to answer the questions below using the poems One Art and Filling Station from this week's readings, found on pages 1073 and 1075 to 1076 of your textbook. Number 1, identify 3 imperatives in One Art. Why might the speaker urge the reader to do these things? Number 2, identify 1 exclamation and 1 question from either One Art or Filling Station. Rewrite each as a statement ending with a period. Imagine that the poet had used the rewritten statements rather than the original ones. How would this have changed the poem or your experience of the poem? Make sure that you read the poems carefully before answering these questions, and make sure that you answer all parts of the question in complete sentences. If during the week you have any questions about this assignment or any other assignment, please feel free to contact me and I will get back to you as soon as I can. And please have a good week.